Welcome to Inner Knit Girls, the #1 beauty podcast, according to our mum, hosted by makeup artist sisters Indiana Nelty Martin and
Imogen Thomas.
We're here to chat all things makeup, beauty, and everything in between. Immi, we're back. We made it.
I know. Indi's got a high pony in, and I think she looks so good. Everyone tell her that she looks so good.
Oh, I feel like on Giggly Squad when Hannah always says Paige should get a pixie cut, and she's like, "You are trying to ruin me." That's how I feel. I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm looking at me right now. All I could see is
I think it looks so
a lot
good.
of blank space.
Indy always, like, when I was growing up, she's always like, "I love when you have your hair in like a messy bun," and I was like, I just don't get it. But I get, like, I can understand, like, I feel like that when she does a high pony or like a slick back or anything, I'm like, oh, it looks so good.
I love you in a messy bun, a slick back bun, high, like snatched. And other than that, I don't.
Other than that, I don't. Classic.
We have I say this every week, I have a really fun episode, but it's because we always talk about things that we want to talk about.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Obviously we think it's fun. But today we're going to be going through our random recs, beauty recs, and then the makeup hacks that elevated our makeup game. And then, Immi, you've got some things to bring to the table for once.
This week, I don't know what got into me. I think it was because I was sick, so I was like doing nothing. So I had so much time to think, and I kept writing down things to talk about with Indi on my notes. So I have like accumulated so many things. So I've got a little bit of industry insights, some things that are happening in the beauty industry at the moment that I want to discuss with you.
Exciting, a bit of Immi time.
Yeah. What was your random?
All right, well.
Oh, you get into it? No, because I'm going to guess what you're going to say.
No, please.
Shall we get into it?
Let's get into it. Okay, Immi, please. You go first. What's your random rec?
Random rec. So, as I said before, I've been sick this week. I started the Pitt, and I'm sure some of you guys have been watching. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh, so like I'm not into hospital dramas, and I'm like trying to convince mom and dad to watch it, and they're like, hey, we don't like hospital dramas. And I'm like, no, same. But you need to trust me when I tell you it is so good. Like the acting is so good, and it's one of those shows that always like leave you on a cliffhanger, kind of like The Traitors. And it like leaves you on that cliffhanger, so you always want to watch like the next episode.
We are so not like Scrubs, Grey's Anatomy, like none of that. We're not that kind of household.
No, like I would never watch Grey's Anatomy. Like that's giving way too dramatic. This is like top tier acting. I think it won an award recently. It could be a Grammy. I don't know. And
probably not a Grammy because that's music.
Oh, I've been telling people it won a Grammy. That's so iconic. The main character.
An Emmy, maybe?
An Emmy. I get confused. Too many awards. Just give an award, one award, and call it that. But the main character, I forget his name because, like, why would I know any celebrities' names? But he got on the Walk of Fame, like one of the stars.
Oh yeah,
he's just amazing, and I have the big.
Oh, that was the end of that.
That was the end of that sentence. Yeah. I have the biggest soft spot for him, but I just love it. I think everything about the show is amazing, and I watched the first whole season in 3 days.
Oh my gosh, that's when you know it's good.
Yeah, so I really recommend. And if anyone says they don't like a hospital drama, they do everything in your power to convince them it's good.
Does it make you feel queasy? Because that's like what rules me out from watching hospital shows.
Oh my God, Indi, like if you feel queasy, don't watch it, because Jerry the whole time goes, oh my God, why did they do that to me? And he like puts his like face in the pillow and like he's like, I can't. Whereas like I'm like, I don't care. I love it.
Yeah, you've always been like that. Nah, I'd be the same as Jerry.
But like the acting and the storyline and stuff just like outweighs. For anyone who doesn't know, like each episode is like 1 hour of the day. So it starts from like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Then the next episode is like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So the whole season is like one day.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's,
oh my God.
It's really cool. Really cool.
That sounds really awesome. I bet you anybody that works in healthcare is like, that's my nightmare to watch.
Yeah, probably.
You know, when you watch stuff like my dad's always like, I can't watch The Block because he's a carpenter.
Oh, really? I'm the opposite. I'm like, I want to watch Mario put makeup on all the time.
Yeah, true. Passion.
Yeah. Passion. More energy.
All right, my random rec this week is another recipe. So it's an easy one. You guys loved it last time I did this with the dumplings recipe. So get your pens out again. This one, you're going to take 2 bags of pre-cooked rice, put it in a pan that's already got heated up with sesame oil. And then once the rice starts to crackle, you're going to put in ground chicken and like ground, you call it mince. I call it just ground chicken here.
Oh, you converted.
And then, yeah, I'm Canadian. And then spring onion, cook it. And then you add in frozen peas, carrots, and corn. Let that cook. Crack 2 eggs. Mix it all through. Add soy sauce. You got chicken fried rice.
Oh my God. I love it.
I know, so easy and healthy.
Are we going to see a visual representation of this on our Instagram and TikTok?
Possibly, but not for a little while because I just made it and I've eaten it. I made 4 portions. So I've eaten all 4 portions across nearly 2 weeks now. So I'm a little bit chicken fried rice out.
Yeah, fair enough.
But when I'm ready to make it again, which will be soon because it's so easy and fast.
Yeah.
I'll post it for you.
Wait, so keen for that. I feel like people love our cooking content. So many of my guy friends are like...
People, us.
No, I had majority guy friends, which is funny. So our, when mum did her eggs, the omelette.
Oh, yeah. Julie Chow.
Yeah, Julie Chow. I had so many guy friends be like, I did the eggs and your dumplings too. Apparently any males out there just love our cooking content. Shout out, boys.
All right, what's your beauty rec?
My beauty rec this week makes me emotional. It's so cute. I've came across it on TikTok. So this woman has created this box. So basically you sign up on the website. The website's called Bits, and it's basically to help give out free period care, because their tagline is free period care because it should have always been. And basically brands like Go-To, I know, is one of the brands, and a few others pay to be in the box. So that's how they fund the free period care. So you get tampons for 3 months. And these brands pay to put their samples and their products in the box, and then they give little discount codes and stuff. And then, that pay goes towards the period care. And then, you sign up with your email on the website, and they kind of do it in drops each 3 months. And then...
Oh, seasonal.
Yeah. And then... because it covers for the 3 months. So then they do the next 3 months, and they get the next lot of brands through. And then I think they sell out really quickly because it's such a cool idea, because you're getting free product, you're getting free period care, and you're getting discount codes in the box.
So it's free as a consumer.
It's free as a consumer. You don't pay for shipping. You don't pay for the box. It's all funded.
I'm going to say something else. You don't pay for shipping.
So it's this really cool idea. I think it's awesome. I think people are so creative and so amazing how they've gone okay, there's an issue of people don't want to pay for period products because it's just stupid, but how can I make this cool, fun and girly? I'm oh,
I love it.
It's so cool. So it's called Bits. because it has all different bits and
Innovative.
pieces in there. So BITS.
I love it.
So yeah, what's your random rec? I mean, beauty
It's my
rec.
beauty rec. It is a gradual tan from Tanologist. And they sell it in Walmart here. I think it was $14. And I've been putting it on post shower. And I don't think you can really tell in this light, but it just really takes the edge off the paleness.
Is that what you were wearing last week?
Yes. And I matched my foundation to the tan.
And you looked so bronzed.
This is why I looked more bronze. So yeah, I'm just loving that because I feel it was funny. I had it on and then I saw my friend the first time since getting back and she's like, oh, and you're so tan from your trip to Australia. And I was like, I'm not. I just started using a gradual tan this week. But yeah, I reckon it takes like 2 or 3 days to see some color and it's not like streaky. You just wash your hands after and it's a really pretty bronzy glow.
I love that. I love finding a fake tan that you actually really like.
Yeah, and gradual tan is a category I haven't really delved too much into. So once I'm through this one, I'm excited to just like keep trying them because they're such an easy way to just build into the routine rather than like we did our big episode on like spray tanning. But if you miss a step of like exfoliating or whatever, and then you're like, okay, well now I can't spray tan. So it's just it's more maintenance than event.
Yeah, I think that's so funny because last week Indi was so bronzed and I, for the first time ever, was so pale. And I was like, okay, I know I talked about quitting fake tan, but recently, I don't know if I've talked about it here on the pod, but recently, because I work at a spray tanning studio and the policy is to be like bronzed all year round. So when I got like really pale last week, I was like, okay, I definitely need to put some color on. So I started using their gradual clear spray tan and I've never loved anything more in my life. My underactive thyroid makes my skin really itchy and like sensitive and dry. So every time I spray tan and tan, I get really like irritated and itchy and like I scratch my calves like in the middle of the night, like so itchy. And so I've started using this clear gradual tan. I have not been itchy. It comes off so nicely around the wrists and like on your skin. And
it looks really nice.
It's like the most perfect color. It's gradual, so it goes on clear. So you can just put your clothes back on. It doesn't get anything on your clothes because it doesn't have that dye in it. And then it gradually just gets like warmer throughout the day. And my friend Ava spray tanned me and she did like 2 layers. I was so dark.
Wow. I love how you've just done a complete 180 on that and you're back.
Well, look. I did do a complete 180, but look, I just thought I needed it. I just needed it.
I just thought the exact opposite of what I was preaching.
And for some reason, it makes it okay in my head because it's the clear tan. It's like not a real tan in my head.
And also, you're allowed to change your mind and you can have different perspectives at different times. That's fine.
Yes, exactly.
I also love how I'm like, my beauty rec's gradual tan, and you're like, same.
I went from tanning every weekend to just tanning once in a while. So I'm calling it baby steps.
I love it. I love it, Olivia Dean.
I was just about to start singing it and then I was like, rein it in.
Another Olivia Dean song.
Another one.
Okay, well, let's get into our favorite makeup tips. So we thought it would be a fun idea to go through really simple, easy to add into your routine makeup tips that just completely elevate your makeup look. Immi, you go first.
So our favorite is bronzer on the eye, like on the little eyelid, just like a sweep of color over the eyelid. Why am I stuttering my words? It just adds like a little bit of depth to the eye, a little bit of color without being too crazy. It gives a very natural, seamless kind of look. And I always would say bronzer, bronzer. And then I saw a TikTok the other day and it was like, if you want a really nice seamless look, apply blush to the eyelid. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense because like blush is the closest color to your eyelid too, if that makes sense.
I like a bit of both.
Yeah, I reckon you can mix.
And you don't have to be precise with this at all. You don't even have to use an eyeshadow brush. Just use the bronzer or blush brush that you're already using and just kind of go in there.
Yeah, 100%.
And the reason I love it is because it just adds so much balance to your face.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because I feel like this is a tip that's been around forever. And yet anytime I bring it up, there's always someone that hasn't heard of it. So if you haven't heard of it, try it out, either bronzer and blush.
Yeah, get onto it, gals. Guys.
Alrighty. The next one is huge for me. And I think Katie Jane Hughes coined the term priming the brush. So that's anytime you have a cream product, whether that be foundation, concealer, bronzer, blush, what you want to do is you always want to put it on the back of your hand or a palette, get that brush and really work it in there. And that's going to spread the product evenly across the bristles. And it's going to create a really seamless look when you go to put it on your skin. Because you think if you're just going from the pan straight to your face, depending on the brush shape, some might have longer hairs, some might have shorter hairs. So the longer hairs are going to pick up the product and they're going to put it onto your face. That's when you get that kind of like splotchy look. And then to be able to blend that out, you're going to have to do all that blending that you would have done on your hand on your face. So you're going to disturb whatever products you have underneath it. And it's also pulling on your skin.
That's so funny because I just made a TikTok before this being like, apply your bronzer on your brush like that. But I totally know what you mean because then sometimes I like pat it out on my hand to make sure like any excess and it's all like an even distribution on the brush, like on the hand.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I don't do it every time because one step that makes it look amazing is if you do it with concealer. But if you're in a rush, I'll just dab my concealer on, blend it out under my eyes. So it's not something that I do every single day. But when you do it, you will notice a big difference.
Yes, definitely. I love this next one as well.
Yes, you actually taught me this.
Really?
Yeah. So I think any millennials listening, if you were watching OG YouTube tutorials, the order of product application is always foundation, concealer, then your complexion products like bronzer and blush. However, my sister Imogen taught me if you do foundation, bronzer, blush, then when you put your concealer on, you can really tone down the blush, the amount you've put on there, and also create that seamless look so that you don't see where the blush starts and stops.
I actually got that from Sofa Dofa, our queen.
There you go.
It's
so that's
like the best
really
trick
simple
ever
that you can just tweak.
Yeah. And I noticed such a difference when I started doing my makeup in that pattern. I was like, Erie, this makes so much sense.
Yeah, I love it.
Take it away, girl.
To add?
No.
Oh, you're going to keep going? Okay, so this you can use interchangeably. I learned this at the MAC store in New York. I was about to say Times Square in New York. And she told me that if this was when there was no really cream bronzers or cream blushes. So she was like, oh, you love that lipstick? Use it as blush. And I was like, sorry, no, this lipstick is for my lips. You can't just use a product wherever you want to put it. And then I tried it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing because you have perfect cohesion across the face because it's the exact same tone. So it also works in reverse if you want to use your blush products on your lip, which is a little bit more common, I would say, than the reverse now because we often are using so many cream blushes and a lot of cream blushes actually say lip and cheek tints. So, and whenever I point that out to people during makeup lessons, they're like, oh my gosh. So that's also nice because blush is the first thing to come off your face. So if you take your blush out with you, now you've got your blush and your lip color.
I think it's and everything's always lip to cheek. And it's also time saving, money saving and time saving, basically. I always think of the road blushes. I just think of people patting them on and then patting them on their lips.
Yes, chic.
So chic.
Another one I would say is learning the difference between a setting powder and a finishing powder. So what comes to mind for me is, of course, the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. So they aren't designed to set your makeup in place. They're designed to finish the look, light reflect, and add a little bit of coverage. So they're color correcting as well. And that, when I use that on clients, especially if they're doing any form of photography, whether that be headshots, wedding, grad, it makes the biggest difference, even if it's not that visible to the eye.
I love that. I was actually going to write that as one because I was watching this woman do a makeup routine, and then she did setting powder under the eyes, and she used the Huda Beauty, and then she used a finishing powder, the MAC finishing powder on the bottom half of the face and around the cheeks to kind of blend everything together, and it made it look so seamless. And now that's one of my favorite makeup tricks to do recently, and I'm obsessed with powder because it just that finishing compact powder, because it really just gives that airbrush seamless look.
I know it really does, and I am very sparing with my powder, but when you do it right and you do it intentionally, you can still have that healthy, glowy, no makeup look if you're going for that.
100%.
And lastly, we covered this a long time ago in our episode on how to match foundation, but the key to matching your foundation is always to matching it to your chest. So not your neck, because your neck is always going to be paler than your face, unless you're using a gradual tan like me. But don't match to your neck or your face, match to your chest.
Yeah, I always say that to people. I feel especially at work, when I'm catching people putting foundation on the back of their hand, and they're that's too light for me, but your hand sees the sun a lot more than your face does. Especially when you're driving, our hands are just a lot more they're just a different color to our face in general,
and texture.
Yeah, and texture, and it's just different. So I always say, okay, let's take a seat, let's match to your neck and your chest rather than your hands, because you're not going to get anywhere doing that.
Yeah. Sorry, I do have one more to add.
You're on fire.
If you're wanting to laminate your brows, have a laminated brow look, instead of just going in and brushing them from the center of your brow to the outer ear, instead come from the outer to the inner, brushing them backwards, and coat them with gel, and then go from the center back out, and they will just lay so flat.
Yes, I agree. And I've got one to add as well. A lot of people come in wanting a lip combo. I always recommend get a lip liner shade that you really like and just use a lip balm. I think when you just line your lips and kind of fill in your lips a little and then use a lip balm, it just bleeds so nicely together. That way you're getting your moisture, but then you're also getting some color. Yeah,
beautiful. So hopefully that helps. Let us know if you try any of these tips. If you're already doing them, let us know that you love them too. And yeah, let's move on to It Girl Immi segment.
It Girl Insights.
It Girl Insights. I love it.
Trademark
an iteration. All right, take it away, Immi.
Okay, I have 2 things I want to discuss with you today. So,
Immi, I have so much to talk about. 2 things.
They're 2 things, but they hold a lot of weight. So,
okay.
I've noticed Lancôme. I don't know if this is a marketing stunt or whatever, but I kept getting these videos of these people being Lancôme sent me this box it was like a Lancôme, like in red. There's like red on it. And there was a few people that got the PR box, and it was to their address, but it said for Demi Moore. And a lot of people were like posting a TikTok being like, I've got this box from Lancôme, but I think it was meant to go to Demi Moore's house, but it's addressed to my house. And then in every comment section, Lancôme was like, oh my God, this must have been a mistake. Enjoy the box. Like, very much like it was on purpose.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, this is so like a little marketing stunt. And then I went on Lancôme's TikTok, and they really, like what we were talking about not long ago, they really use celebrities or like influencers and actresses and whatnot to really promote their product, like be the face of like each collection.
Like brand ambassadors.
Yeah, brand ambassadors. So I think maybe like they're doing something with Demi Moore. And like Lancôme and Demi Moore's like age range, I feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that is an alignment that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't posted anything with Demi Moore yet. But then they also like, I was like going on a deep dive because I was like, what's going on here? Like their PR stunt is crazy. And then there was another one with a different celebrity name, but the same like box. So I'm like, what's going on? Is this like...
And another theory I have is a lot of what I see is like brands don't just send boxes anymore because people don't post them, or if they do post them, it doesn't convert to sales. So maybe this is a way of getting them to post about it as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then really going through what's actually in the box. Whereas, you know, sometimes you see PR unboxings and it's just like photo. And like to someone like just an everyday person looking at a PR box, it's not like, oh, that looks so cool. I really want to try that product from that single image story that you shared and tagged the brand.
Yeah. I feel like whenever I see PR, like a post, I'm like, cool, you got PR. Jealous. Like, that's how I feel.
I know, because when it first started, it was like, I got PR. Let me tell you everything about what's in here. I'll tell you when it's all launching. And then so that by the time that it did launch, you were so educated on that product and knew what you wanted to purchase.
Exactly. Well, this kind of leads me to my other topic. So I don't know if you've seen this, but there has been a massive controversial divide in the beauty makeup industry. So it might just be on my Australian TikTok, but this small makeup artist who lives in Perth heard that everyone knows who it was. It was Yana from Love Island, Australia. Yana is also known as the Sydney Plumber Chick, and she owns a tradie, like she does women's tradie apparel, and she also won Love Island, so she won like a heap of money. And then she used to be a plumber, and now she just does influencing by default because she blew up from doing her plumbing and Love Island. So
a combination you don't hear that often.
Yeah. Good on her though, and like she's killing it with her apparel business. And so anyway, she was flying over to Perth or something, and this hairdresser contacted this small makeup artist and was like, this influencer's coming over if you want to reach out and do her makeup. So this small makeup artist reached out to her and was like, hey, I heard you're coming to Perth and you need your glam done. I would love to do your glam for free and get some content. And then apparently she responded really quickly. Yeah, and Yana was like, hey, yeah, would love to. My rates are $1,000. And like you can either do that or you can half it with their hairdresser and get the same content or whatever. And this small makeup artist made a video being like, that's ridiculous. Like you get products sent to you for free. I get absolutely nothing. I have to pack up my whole entire kit and come to where you are. I have to bring my lights, have to bring my tripod, have to bring my whole entire kit. And then I'm paying you when it's my time, my products, my skill and knowledge. And so she was upset about that. And so it's created a massive divide. Like Abby Chatfield's talked on it, and it's like been this massive thing in the industry. And honestly, like when I first saw the makeup artist's video, I will always defend a makeup artist till I die. Till I die.
I thought the same thing. So I haven't seen the original video, but I saw a snippet from Abby's podcast. And I thought the exact same thing.
And I'm sorry, but Yana was like, this is my job. This is like my income, rah, rah, rah. No, it's not. I fear you have a whole apparel business. You just won like $400,000 on Love Island. You get stuff sent to you for free.
That's definitely not how much they win on Love Island.
I swear it was like...
Especially not the Australian one.
Oh, I thought it was like... But it's like a decent amount.
No, I mean, yes, I would be more than happy to win how much they did. But I think it was like...
$50K?
Because that guy took like the 20 grand or whatever.
Oh my God, yeah. Why did I think it was like 400,000? That's so funny.
I think they won as a couple 50,000.
Okay, but like...
Which obviously that's a lot of money. That's someone's yearly salary, but it's not 400,000.
Well, like to me, that's $400,000. So anyway, she's still like, she makes so much income from her business that's blooming. She's an influencer who gets so much free product, and she just won Love Island. She just won $50K. So everyone being like, this is my source of income. Whoa. I think if you want to be a villager, help support small makeup artists. If I was the influencer this is going to be controversial, I know, but I don't care. If I was the influencer in that situation, I would have been like 100%. Like I get my glam done for free. This artist who's tiny and who's like, you know, I don't know, reached out to me to offer, I would be like, absolutely. One, the influencer is doing something for the community and also getting free glam done. And then the small makeup artist is getting traction to her business and you're helping her grow as well.
Yeah. So I think there's a few things that go into this. First and foremost, of course, always side with the makeup artist. But what I'd like to know is, was Yana planning on getting her makeup done by someone, or was she planning on doing it herself?
She was planning on getting it done.
If she was planning on booking someone, and she would have to pay them, because if she reached out to somebody, or she could have said like, hey, I need my makeup done. You can take all the content you want for free in exchange. Then that feels like a good transaction, because especially if they're smaller, if like the potential that has to grow that makeup artist career for free, that's huge. I think Yana asking her to pay her for the content is, it's a bit icky. And it also, I'm worried about the standard that sets now moving forward, because who knows if this has been happening. It probably does. If she felt confident to say that, then that might actually be industry practice. And therefore, when we're looking at influencers having their makeup done by these makeup artists, and we think like, oh, those influencers love those makeup artists, and in actual fact, those makeup artists are paying them to let them do their makeup, it's a whole other way of looking at marketing, isn't it? Because usually when you do branded shoots, it's either a collaborative thing where everyone benefits from it. So the model gets portfolio images if that's what they're looking for. The photographer, same thing, or you're paying the photographer. It depends. Like there can be multiple things happening at once, where maybe you're paying the photographer, but you're not paying the stylist, because the stylist is just starting out and wants to get professional images from this well-known photographer. All different ways you can do it. So is it that much different paying an influencer as opposed to paying a model? It's just that the content you're consuming makes it feel like very organic, like you're just getting her ready for an event.
And like, I just think it's crazy that for me, it feels like the Hunger Games, because I love how like level-headed you are, and you're like, so, and I'm like, I'm about to beat a bitch up, like,
us to a T.
I just think it's crazy that there are two people, one sitting in a chair and one is standing there doing the makeup. The one sitting in the chair is sitting in the chair getting her makeup done. The one that is standing doing the makeup has learnt many, I don't know how long she's been a makeup artist for, but just say a year or two. She has done lots of training to be where she is. She has saved a lot of money to make that kit. She has put herself out there to try and build a brand for herself. And she's worked hard, not saying that Yana hasn't worked hard to be where she is, but to be in the same room doing completely different things, and for the person in the chair to be charging $1,000, and the person that has brought so much more to the table in that situation is getting, yes, she's getting traction from the content and the videos, and that's kind of like something you do as a business owner. You know, you kind of like pick your battles of like when you think it's good to get that exposure and whatnot. But to me, it's just crazy, because I think, yeah, I don't know, if you can see it in that like kind of perspective, and I totally get where the makeup artist is coming from, because I would be the same as someone that's so small. And then there's a whole other side of the makeup artist that's like the return on investment is what you're paying for, you know, like there's a difference between like marketing and then doing someone's makeup and building your image and doing someone's makeup. It's more of like a business move than it is like a normal application. So like I understand that side of it as well. But I just find it such a shame that some people don't have like the kindness in their heart to help promote small businesses. Like whatever happened to that during COVID, it was like help small businesses, be locally made, like very villager. And now it's just like when situations like that happened, it's like, oh, so where did all of that go? Because now it's like it just creates that divide between content creation and the everyday people. And like trades you work hard in and content that is like luck of the draw, like influences that are like luck of the draw.
So I'll read you a comment that I saw on this that sums up how I personally feel, which is on the side that you're taking. But I do want to explore a different angle. So how do you feel this is different from, say, either influencers or like UGC creators that a brand reaches out and like are like, hey, I'd love to give you some free product in exchange for content. And you see all the time those people are like, no, I'm not going to work for free. Like these are my rates for creating the content with this product, because these products are then going to be used for advertising to sell the products, which I think that is more than fair enough. How do you see that as different in this scenario, where instead of a product, it's a service and the content being created is like Yana's face, essentially?
I think the only difference is the pricing, like the $1,000 just holds so much weight in the topic of conversation. I think that is...
But people would charge that or more for a single video.
Yeah, but to probably brands that are established and would have that behind them, instead of a small business owner that is a one-man show.
Or a small business owner might see that as an opportunity to grow exponentially, hear the rates back, and then decide if they think, yeah, that's worth it or not.
Yeah, 100%.
Another thing... put yourself in the position of, say, you reached out, another makeup artist reached out, and she said the same thing, so $1,000. And that other makeup artist took that opportunity, paid her $1,000, and grew her following. And the risk there is that you're growing your following, but not to the right people. But let's say it did grow in a way that was positive and affected her brand profitably down the line. Yeah, if you were the makeup artist that said, no, I don't want to pay you $1,000 for this, how would you then feel if you saw that other makeup artist succeed clearly on the back of that?
I feel like it depends on the person, because me as a person, I would be like, oh, like I would see that as like, it wasn't meant for me. Like, it was what's like meant for me won't pass me. So like that was just never meant to happen. But if you're someone who like sees that and it's like, oh damn it, like I should have done that, you just gotta back yourself in why you didn't, because it didn't align with your bank account. Her following doesn't align with who you are. Like you didn't want it that bad if you weren't willing to pay $1,000, which is so fair enough. I wouldn't. So I guess it like really comes, and like she would have evaluated all of that beforehand. I think it comes down to why you came to that decision. And I think when you're presented with an opportunity like that, you have to really think about the pros and cons. So I guess it kind of depends on the person. Like if you made a rational decision and said no, and then you now got jealous, it's a learning curve. And now you have to make sure next time when things like that happen, you really got to dissect why you're saying yes or no to the decision and how that's going to impact you. But yeah, I feel like it's always dependent on the person, but it is a good perspective, because some people might be like, damn, like missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But then I guess
or the other thing I'd like to know is, was the makeup artist, if she had have paid the $1,000, would she have been in full control of the look, the lighting, the length of time it was going to take, like essentially using that as like a paid marketing opportunity rather than it's still operating as like a client makeup artist relationship? Like if I'm paying you $1,000 to do your makeup and you're telling me what to do, no thanks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is the thing. And then I guess if you did pay the $1,000 and then you weren't happy with what happened and like the situation in itself, then that would have been a learning curve in itself, and been like, okay, next time I do pay for something like that, I need to come to the table with like what I want and like my boundaries and like what I want to take out of this, so I don't feel like walk away from the situation being like, damn, I wish I could have gotten more out of my money.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to read you a comment, and it's a long one, so stick with me. This is on Abby Chatfield's post, and the person commenting is Bianca Brown MUA. She says, I think the bigger issue here is what this says about how creative labor is being valued as a whole. Makeup artists, photographers, stylists, hair artists, so many others are often the foundation of the content being created. The final image or video may live on an influencer's platform, but it is built on the time, skill, training, products, travel, and years of experience of the professionals behind it. A following is valuable, absolutely, but it is a distribution channel, not a replacement for skill or service. Suggesting that a makeup artist's work should be measured against follower count, or that a paid service should be worth less because someone has an audience, quietly reframes professional labor as something negotiable against exposure rather than expertise. What makes this even harder to understand is expecting an artist not only to provide that service for free, but then to be charged again if they want to use any of that content featuring their own work on their own platforms. How is that a fair exchange? The artist has already invested their time, labor, product, travel, and skill to create the final result, and then is expected to pay for permission to show the work they helped create. By that logic, should makeup artists, photographers, and stylists be paying their own way onto magazine shoots and large-scale productions because the exposure is technically more valuable than the service they are providing? Of course not. The exchange in a collaboration is not always equal in dollar value, but it still holds value because the service itself is needed. If the person with the larger platform requires that skill to bring their vision to life, then the work already has inherent worth.
Well said.
It's like, yeah, I was like, and that's how I feel on that.
Yeah, that's a great comment. So yeah, would love to know what you guys think.
Yes, so can really unpack that in multiple ways, but I think ultimately it's, as a makeup artist, it's a scary place to have that out in the open.
I always say, like, don't sell yourself short. Your skill and your time and your everything about owning your own business, like, have your boundaries. It's so important because, especially as makeup artists, there has always been like this thing of like, especially with my friends and family, when they're like, when I take work off because I have like appointments coming up with friends and family, if I don't go to work, then I'm losing a whole days of work. And then if I'm not charging my friends and family, then I'm losing money. So it's like, you have to have your boundaries and be like, okay, no, I'm charging like maybe a little bit of a discount, friends and family discount, but sorry, I got to charge.
Know your worth and add tax.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's a bit of an it girl industry insights. Bit of a controversial one today, as per. Would you expect anything less?
All right, well, let's finish on something lighter. Let's get into our me time moments. Okay, my me time moment. Once again, I don't know how to frame this, but what I'm trying to get to the essence of is questioning the things that you are striving for and asking yourself, are those the things I really want? Or am I just seeing that everywhere and I'm falling into the path of just, oh, that looks good. Everybody else wants that. So therefore I want that, without even really sitting back and being like, hey, is this actually what I want? The reason I'm thinking of this is because I used to have in my bio that I was available for travel, and I am available for travel within our area, but I'm not available as a destination makeup artist due to having a young baby. And then I was like, is that something I'm actually looking to add back in later down the track? Or am I just thinking I want that because of how amazing that looks as a career? Because in theory, of course, what could be better than traveling and working while you're doing it and getting paid to travel? Obviously, that sounds amazing. But it made me question, like, do I actually want to actively seek brides at destination weddings when I get to the point where I would be able to do that? And at this stage, I don't think I actually do. That's not the journey that I'm looking for. And I completely understand why it would be for others, because it looks and sounds incredible. What amazing opportunities. But for me, I think the time and effort it would take to coordinate that and then coordinate what I would do with Eleanor while I'm gone, I'd rather go on a holiday with her and not be working. And then it just made me step back and be like, how many other things am I doing because it's what you're not supposed to do? Because I don't think destination wedding is something that's like, it's kind of new, and but only now, pretty much thanks to Kelsey Bain, getting an insight into what that actually looks like and how it works. But I'm just questioning like other things, like, oh, is that even what I want? And I know a lot of like Australians are doing the same thing with owning a house. They're like, well, it's so unattainable. am I actually even striving to own a house? Like, it's one thing if you actually genuinely want that and it's out of your budget, but it's another thing to be like, no, actually, I love living in my rental in inner city Melbourne. I'm not looking to buy a house out in the suburbs. So my me time moment is just really questioning the things you want.
I love that, because I think in a lot of like in developed countries, that's why we're so unhappy, because we're always wanting the next thing. We're always wanting like what we don't have, always wanting to do more, get more, get more, get more. Whereas like, you know what they say, like how in like third world countries, so many people are so much happier because they're just happy, grateful for what they have.
They have really low rate, or not really low, but much lower rates of depression.
Yeah. So I feel like it's always a good reminder to be like, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I don't need anything more.
Or other things that I've set goals for myself for. Why do I want those?
Yeah, very nice. Mine's kind of along the similar lines. I feel like
it always is. Anytime I make a me time moment, you're like, and on that.
It's like telepathical talking. I feel like because I'm so chaotic, I really channel that through a lot of my like passions, because I don't know, I'm studying, I do this podcast, I do my freelancing, I do a little bit of design work, and I do my freelance makeup as well. So it's like 5 different things I kind of like juggle. And I always have people say to me, and like friends say to me, like, you have your life together, like you really know what you're doing, especially at this age when people are like, kind of like, well, I'm 21, so it's like people are studying, but then they're having crises of like, if they really want to be studying what they're studying, they're not really happy in their job. It's a very like rocky time of life to be in. Like it's a very like, you can take any direction.
Absolutely. And everyone's doing something different.
So I understand when people look at me and they're like, well, you just have so many things going for you, and you just, I'm like, yes, that's because
I understand why people think I'm
amazing. But I do think I definitely like channel my chaoticness. Not chaotic, but like I'm organized chaos. But I always say to people, just because my timeline is like this right now doesn't mean in 10 years or 5 years or 2 years or a year even that you're going to find like your path as well. You might be absolutely blooming in what you're doing, and I might be going through a bit of a lull. Like everyone is on their different timeline, and that's what I try and remind my friends who say that, because a lot of my friends who say that, I can tell that they're being like, it's coming from a place of anxiousness and of like the unknown, and I'm like, it's okay. You will like your time, just because it's like the comparing that I notice, that I'm like, comparison is such a happiness killer. But yeah, I do notice that a lot, and I feel like it's really good to remind yourself that you're on the timeline that you were meant to be on. And especially when we're at this age and everyone's a little bit like thrown of what they should be doing, I think if you really just stay calm, you really stay present, and you really focus on the now, things just fall into place. And if you work hard and I feel like just focusing on the present is like the best thing you can do at this time.
I also think if you're not sure what you want to do, doing something, it helps, because you would then at least rule out things you don't want to do.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's
to a point. You obviously don't want to enroll in like get all this like university debt for something that you don't want to do. But I think like just keep moving, and like you say, things will flow.
Yeah. And the more things you do, the more people you'll meet, the more opportunities you'll be exposed to. I have a friend at uni, and she's like, you know, so many creatives. Like, have you just grown up with so many creatives around you? But I think it's because I find myself in situations, I think I'm just a networker, to be honest.
I love it.
I'm like, everywhere I go, I went to a music event the other weekend and somehow like got a gig to be a makeup artist with this photographer. He like came over and he was like, so you're a makeup artist? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm a photographer. What are you doing on Monday? And I was like, life is so easy. No, just kidding. But my biggest thing is like, be present. Things will come to you and your timeline is never wrong.
Oh, I think that's the perfect place to end.
We really did a whole roller coaster of emotions, is that?
I know, a bit of everything. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, we are asking you to please follow us on whatever platform you're listening or watching on. And we will see you guys next week. You can follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Internet Girls Podcast. Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.